everyone for coming. I'm Beth Lindsay. I'm the president of the Vashon Schools Foundation, and I'm so glad you can all make it today. We're just going to kind of walk us through the agenda, but I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about the Schools Foundation and a bit about their history, our history, and why we thought that this was an important meeting to have. We were started about 10 years ago during the recession. A group of concerned parents came together and wanted to prevent the staff cuts, staff losses during the budget shortfall. So this group of families raised enough money so that the school district wasn't forced to give pink slips to staff. Since then, we've partnered with the school district. They've come up with a list of programs that they and materials that they need, curriculum, supplies, everything from graphing calculators to new reading material. And it's the difference between what the state provides in education funding and what our students and families have come to expect here on the island. So since 2010, we've raised over $2 million for the Vashon Schools. We put it right to the district, and we're looking forward to continuing that. When we saw the education budget come out this last year, and we heard from our partners in the school board and school administrators, we were really concerned that that our job would get even harder. That McCleary, instead of making school funding equitable and fair, would really create some problems for us. So we thought this was a great forum to bring everybody together to understand the problem and to try to come up with some solutions and ask legislators what their plans are, and just really kind of collaborate and work together for a fair funding for schools. So that's me and who the Schools Foundation is. And I'd just like to take a moment to go around the room so folks can introduce themselves and maybe say why they're here. Slade, you want to start?
Sure, I'm Slade McGee. I'm the new superintendent for Vashon Schools.
I'm Megan Sparks. I'm on the school board.
I'm Donald Walchko, and I'm also on the Schools Foundation board.
I'm Donna Mesforum, the Schools Foundation coordinator, and I have two kids that went K through 12, graduated from Vashon High School.
I'm Claire Gibson, just an interested parent. I have two kids that should talk about right now.
I'm Casey Alanis, and I'm the program manager for Vashon Artisan Schools, and I am also a parent. I have two kids at Chautauqua also.
I'm Jenny Wigley, and I am currently the president of the PTSA, and I also have a child at Chautauqua. I'm Milo Carr, and I'm a reporter for Riptide.
My name's Amy McNabb, and I have a son at McMurray.
I'm Susan Reamer. I'm the editor of the Beachcomber.
I'm Lisa Lukey, retired educator from the state of California. We'll talk about funding. Okay. And fairly retired, but still working in the little school district here. It's a great pleasure of mine. Just by choice, not by need.
My name is Craig Clinton. I'm the dad of an 8th grader at McMurray.
I'm Toby Holmes. I'm the school board. I have a kid at the high school and a kid at McMurray.
I'm Katie Johnson with Custom Credit Pakistan.
I'm Mary Margaret Briggs. I'm on the board of the Vashon Schools Foundation. I have a 10th grader at high school and a graduate.
I'm Joe Fitzgibbon. I'm one of your state representatives.
And I'm Eileen Cody, and I'm your other state representative.
I'm Zabeth Cover, and I'm the chair of the school board for just a few more minutes.
How about you all over there?
I'm Matt Tilden. I'm the teacher at the high school, and I'm the membership action committee chair for the Vashon Education Association.
Jason Beller. I'm a teacher at the high school as well, and I'm on the I do some work with the VDA.
Justine Witt, I have a child at Chautauqua, and I'm on the board of the Vashon Schools Foundation.
My name's Rick Wallace. I'm a gadfly. And my two little girls are coming up on 50 years old, and they've never been in the Vashon schools. But we really care about about education. One of my daughters is a specialist in working with autistic kids and works in the Puyallup schools. Shall I go? Yeah. Okay. What Beth and I thought we might do today is have a workshop. Maybe even call it a problem-solving workshop. I'm guessing that most of the people in this room understand at some level that the McCleary thing hasn't quite made it to what we had hoped it would be. So that's a discussion kind of a behavior. We're not going to be super formal, but we have set up an agenda so we can make sure we cover the topic. So I'm going to do a little bit on the history of this thing that's happened here in the state of Washington, and then sorry.
Here, you want me to hold that?
No, I'm reading glasses. We'll then have Slade frame up the issue. What is the problem? Zabette will talk about what some of the possible solutions are that people have been talking about. You knew that, right?
Yeah, it's a short straw, just want to say.
And our legislative representatives will offer their thoughts on this whole thing, and then we're going to have a discussion. And I'll try to make sure I call on everybody, and if you have points to make. So, the history of McCleary. Believe it or not, it starts 130 years ago. In 1889, the state of Washington's Constitutional Committee said, there's this really cool clause in the Florida Constitution, which is actually, let me get the date right, 1868, just after the Civil War, the Reconstruction, they did a constitution. And this is going to sound familiar. The Florida Constitution said, it is the paramount duty of the state to make ample provision for the education of all the children residing within its borders without distinction or preference. That's it. That's the clause. Clause, what is it, Chapter 9 or Title 9. The Washington Constitution adds a few words. It says, without distinction or preference on account of race, color, caste, or sex. So for more than a century, this was part of the furniture. It was like, well, of course, the state will pay for education. There, I'm sure, were ebbs and flows to all of this process. And then in the 70s, a little bit like when the recession happened, there was a